Judge Aileen Cannon in Florida has thrown out Trump's document case. Does this mean Jack Smith's entire investigation is over? So I want to talk about like how she challenged this ruling and basically why she even got to dismiss the case. So the indictment, which we've read through on this channel, is pretty open and shut on the legal question of the classified document stuff. It's actually very obvious. There's blatant obstruction of justice.
Yeah.
There's blatant knowledge of having the classified materials and then blatant lying about giving them back or hiding them. It's very obvious.
Yes.
So Trump's only defense was to attack the statutory authority of Jack Smith's appointment. And so where does this come from? What is he talking about? Well, Attorney General Garland, in order to keep some type of aura of nonpartisanship and keep himself out of the political zeitgeist and make it not seem like a political witch hunt, whatever Trump likes to call it, he appointed a special counsel. And it's like an independent investigator that doesn't have to report to Garland in most cases. He has a lot of independence on how he goes about handling the case. And he hires this guy named Jack Smith. Jack Smith is a very accomplished individual, has done a lot of tours and a bunch of things, but he's never been directly responsible to Congress, which is important. We have to talk about that.
Yeah.
So the DOJ normally under Part 28 CFR Part 600, that is where they are able to have the authority of appointing a special counsel. And in the past, this has never really been an issue. But Cannon, for the first time, says, actually, you're not allowed to appoint a special counsel unless it meets my explicit requirements. And do you know what those requirements are? Have you heard about this?
I've heard about the requirement that like they need to be selected by Congress or ratified by Congress or something like it.
Yes. But yeah, so she's saying Jack Smith never got an appointment vote by the Senate.
Yeah.
And because he's never gotten an appointment vote by the Senate, he can't be put in that position. Now, what makes this dicey is during the Trump administration, there were plenty of special counsels that did not get explicit Senate appointments for this. So Durham, District Attorney Durham or whatever, what was his name? Not District Attorney. I think he was.
Durham. I think it was Durham as well.
I think he was a district attorney. But anyway, they appointed Durham to investigate the Hillary Clinton stuff. And Durham didn't receive a Senate appointment vote to special counsel. Neither did Robert Hur, who was the special counsel appointed by Attorney General Garland to go after to investigate Biden's handling of classified documents. Neither of these people received Senate confirmations for becoming a special counsel. But they did receive Senate appointment votes for previous positions they've held. And so Cannon is saying, listen, at least these guys got Senate appointments once in their life for something else.
That seems really weak to me.
Which seems really weak, dude. Yeah. That's weak. Yeah. That is some weak sauce. That is weak sauce.
That is.
So that's where this comes from.
Yeah.
And so now it throws the Jack Smith case all into a fuzzy. Do you think his case survives this?
Before I answer that, I want to bring up one more piece of evidence. There's an article in the New York Times that came out, as well as some other sources, that show that the precedent of higher courts, as far as the appointment of special counsel, have approved people that have been appointed without congressional ratification.
Oh my God.
Many times in the past. This says other special prosecutors have been appointed from outside the government, including Leon Jaworski in the Watergate scandal, Lawrence Walsh in the Iran-Contra affair, and Robert Mueller III in the inquiry into the Trump campaign's ties to Russia. Courts nevertheless consistently said their appointments were lawful. So Cannon has had to argue against basically the appointment of all of these former special prosecutors.
Right.
So I'm not sure exactly what the wording of your question was, but I think on appeal, they're going to say that this is safe. That is, if Donald Trump isn't president already and finds a way to dismiss this.
Right, because if Trump becomes president, he just pardons himself and it's over.
Exactly.
Which is so scary that we say that so normally. Yeah. Like, oh yeah, no, our president, our leading presidential candidate is getting investigated for a crime. And yes, he has said that if he wins, he will pardon himself of all those things. Mm-hmm. And we're just like, oh, normal. normal, regular political discourse. Let's go on CNN and debate the topics.
Yeah. Exactly.
It's insanity. And I hate treating it like it's normal, I guess.
Yeah, but I feel like we're kind of forced to treat it as normal because this is the leading presidential candidate.
Exactly.
So like the truth is it doesn't matter.
Right.
Because everybody knows that he has these cases and he still has the majority of support in polls.
And people just don't care.